Hi there, Dave here, how are you? Today I'm going to show you the Triton Super Jaws. Triton's a funny old thing. It's a name that was big in the 80s, and you find that a lot of people get caught in that time warp and they're either Triton mad or they're not. Some people think, oh, Triton try hard. Well, I'll tell you what, I used to be one of those people until I met this little guy and my router. But this thing, I can't believe how flexible it is. It takes up 1 square foot in your workshop when it's not being used. Now I've drawn an exact 1 square foot here. To get the thing out and start using it, it's dead easy. You've got a little clamp on this side, you slide one leg up, down, back in there, tighten the clamp. I'm nearly finished. That's amazing. Now we pull the arm down, the pedal, and there's a little clip there, and then we pull this arm down, and this leg, the legs, pull both the legs down, lift her up a little. Right. These clamps are flat on one side, and on the other side they're round, so you just turn it and that's it. It's locked, not going anywhere. It's all done. That one's locked. It's ready for use. How quick was that? Let's use it. The Super Jaws is an extremely powerful and portable vise. Now it will lock onto things from nothing all the way through to 36 inches, around 920, 930 millimeters, which is fantastic. Its power is unbelievable. If I push this lever down here, this pedal, I'm 80 kilos. So as I push down on that, my force is multiplied by 12 times, so nearly 1 metric ton, and it's being pushed along sideways, transferred from that energy that I've put down. So leverage torque, we're calling this effort, and this is motion. This pin here is the fulcrum. You needed to know that. Now I'll show you something with these jaws as well. Now when I said 900 and something millimeters, you'll probably say, Dave, there's no way that that's 900 millimeters. Correct. So you can take them off, spin it around, and slide it back so it's just over the bearing. Now I have a very, very large capacity in there. How's that? That's huge. Now the reason they've done it in 2 stages is that obviously it's going to stop at around about 18 inches, 450 millimeters. So back to the position that the machine comes in when you buy it, that's where we close up really tight. One of the things this thing has got is its return spring. So when I push down on here, I push along, but it doesn't ratchet along. It's only 120 millimeter travel, around 3/4 of an inch in any one pass, and it won't lock on and then continue. You just have to bring this right up to whatever you're clamping and then hit the clamp or hit the pedal. So it has a series of square holes down there. I'm going to bring it over to you. In the machine itself, it's got a little double-sided prong that comes up and then pulls along 20 millimeters. The soft jaws that the machine comes standard with are designed to be able to hold pipe, soft stuff that you don't want to damage. A couple of V's for both directions, and there's also a couple of V's in the other one. Now to take these off, it's a pretty tricky situation. See just here, you've got that slotted hole. Now if I push that sideways, that drops off and that pops out. Finished. That's so easy. These holes here are also then for the accessories that can go in with the log jaws and also the engineer's jaws. Brilliant. And all of that stuff is toolless. So if I want to change the jaws, it's just so easy. I don't need spanners or anything. All of the nuts come with a spanner that's already built into the knob. We can grab things that are really wide, this direction, and also Triton have thought about, well, if I want to put something in here like a door, I want to clamp a door into there, I can also do that. Now these are an optional accessory. Let's start with the extension trays. Now the extension trays are not just a tray, they're an extension arm to give you extra support. This will increase the support across the jaws by up to 2 feet. So that means that I can put these guys in there, and there's a little knob I'll turn on there, comes out to that side, and also they're reversible. So I can do it that way or the other direction around, which means I can go left or right. I'll show you something else. See up the top here, there is a little slot there and a slot there, which means I can adjust the height up and down of this arm by around 4 millimeters. This one will slide in there and there until it's gone to that side. So you can see now I've got support there in the center and on this side. Now to lock those in there, it's just a matter of turning this guy, and I've got to give it some force because it's actually compressing a rubber mount on the other side as I turn it. But so I'm not going to turn it now because you can see what they do. So the trays have got ribbing in the bottom. Now the ribbing is good because it lets you get your finger under whatever you're trying to get out of there. Also, if it gets a bit damp, whatever you've got in there, whether it's earmuffs, they're not going to be sitting in a pool of water. So these guys, just a matter of drop them in, and if you've got to, drop one in the other side as well, why not? And then, as I say, it's handy, you just drop your earmuffs or whatever, gloves, ruler, chainsaw, you can just drop it on the side there while you're not using it. The arms just rotate like that, and they're packed up. The engineer's jaws are a nice, big, heavy section. This one actually sits over the top of here. So it's like you can use it as an anvil. I'll just sit on there, you can see it. There she goes. They come with little bolts and knobs, so you can tighten them on and they're not going to go anywhere. It also has a V-section pattern just there. There you can see it. It's also got a V-section pattern to assist in grabbing stuff. And the one on the sliding carriage section of the vise has this stepped, I don't know if you can see it there, stepped for holding pipe. Pulls it together, you can hear it's solid stuff. These are the knobs that they go together with. Little square section under there. So that goes into the receiver of the jaw. Both the log jaws and the engineer's jaws have got that little square section. So it locks in, well, it will not turn. And then the knob's pretty clever. It's just, I think, a 3/16 bolt. And so you've got this little guy is your spanner. So no tools required. If I'm out using a chainsaw, no tools required to change jaws, because it is the super jaws. We've got to remember that. It is super. Next guy. I'll just lean over and grab these. Next guy is the log jaws. Now these big bad boys grab hold of timber that is not machined. So I can be cutting a piece of timber. Let's say I cut down a tree and it's about a 1 foot diameter, or 300 mil Triton suggests is the biggest that they want you to go to. These will come in and lock onto it. Now if it's not parallel, obviously if the trunk's diminishing in diameter, this will hold it because there's two jaws on one side, one jaw on the other. The process of triangled 3-point connection, it's going to hold it no matter what. These will grab up the side of a log, so as it's coming in, it's going to grab on the tips if the log is larger than, say, what are these, about 100 mil up, maybe 3.5 inches up. So if the log is 12 inches, I'm coming up about a third of the side, they're going to go into it. Now, be careful when you're using these guys because a lot of pressure on the top, the force is going to be wanting to twist. And Triton suggests that you don't give it to it as much when you've got these bad boys. Anyway, these are fantastic if you're out and this is so portable and you don't have anyone. Look, this is your other person. This is your buddy that you take with you that you don't have to feed. He comes along, he holds everything in the dangerous areas, keeps your hands free of everything, and away you go. Talking about hands, because this is foot actuated, so I push down on that pedal to do all the motion to grab the thing. I can use two hands to hold onto the item that I'm putting in. If you only have one arm available, or if you only have one arm, you can hold on to the item and still your foot is doing the pressing, rather than trying to hold onto an item and using the other hand to tighten up a vise the conventional way. Fantastic. Triton's feet are out this side, massive big surface area, so you don't have to worry. If you're on a soft surface, like out on sand or whatever, the Triton will hold itself up even under force. I saw these things, I've seen these things around for years and years and years. Never gave them a second thought. I thought, you know what, it's not a real tool, but I'll tell you what, it is great for doing all sorts of things in this workshop. Even edge strip on melamine board, and everyone knows that I'm a fan of melamine. Even doing edge strip on melamine, this thing is fantastic. It's exactly the right height for me. I can lock stuff in with the extension arms holding the board out either side, and then I do my iron-on tape, whatever, easy, so handy. Anyway, tip from Dave, get yourself one of these guys. See you later.